Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Yudhan Putra with name 152 516. I'm gonna presenting the impact of security threats on safety critical system, a systematic literature review, and guidance for future research compared with does generative artificial intelligence improve students' higher order thinking? A meta-analysis based on 29 experiments and quasi-experiments. So here's the general identity with the authors. There are Samina Kanwal and Wan Foking. The publication year is 2026. It can access on online on April 2026. The journal publisher is a Journal of Network and Computer Applications, Elsevier Ltd. The research objective is about safety critical systems with the volume 250 volume, and there's the DOI of the journal. So here's the journal identity. And next we have the research topic and reason why I choosing this topic for the journal review. So the research topic is about the cybersecurity and physical safety are connected right now. Are connected, right? Why? Because before the Internet of Things getting massive, engineers started safety and security are totally different. Okay, because now in modern era, critical machines like self-driving cars and smart medical devices are now connected to the internet. Because of that, these two worlds have pressed into each other. That's why cybersecurity and physical safety are connected to each other. Okay, we're now on the next slide. It's about the analysis and the review of the journal. First, the main findings. The main findings, the paper revealed that our current engineering world is quite messy and unbalanced, which means the system is fragmented. Software engineers are struggling to fixing the safety issue. Next, most of the research focused on cars and airplanes, which means some industries are ignored. Most of the research focused on self-driving cars and airplane. Meanwhile, connected med device and smart train lagging far behind of them. Many scientists write theories about how to fix the problems. Almost nobody building actually. So, because of that, which means is too much theory but not enough tools, right? Many scientists just focus on the how to fix the problem, but almost nobody building the actual real software tools that engineer can use to protect the machines. Okay, now the second is the methodology. The author visualized a systematic literature review, call it SLR methodology. Basically, highly organized deep dive into past research. They started by gathering a massive file of 6,084 papers, narrowing into 139 high-quality papers from 2010 until 2023. They read 139 papers and sorted their data into 10 categories, such like who are the hackers, what industries being targeted, and what tools can use to stop the hackers. Okay, now we're on the conclusion that the review content of the paper is excellent, so the journal concludes it's worth to read. Trustworthy guide for student or the expert ones because it cleans up years of messy data into single foundation. But there's a missing piece. Because the journal looked up data until 2023, there's a gap of 2026 dangers that can't relevant anymore because there's an AI and such like that. That's the main point of this slide. So that's it. So here's the next slide. Is the second journal that I compared with the first journal. The title is Does Generative Artificial Intelligence Improve Students' Higher Order Thinking Skills? A meta-analysis based on 29 experiments and quasi-experiments. And this is the next slide. Here's the journal identity. The authors are there are Yan Zhao, Yu He Yue, Zonghua Sun, Xiang Jiang, and Dang Sheng Li. I'm sorry if the pronunciation was wrong. I can't read Chinese language. And the publication year is 2025. The journal publisher is the Journal of Intelligence. The research objective is about the research is focused on tracking down of generative AI's influence on learning, volume 13, and there's the DOI for the journal. So here's the next slide is about the research topic and the reason why choose this topic for review. So the research topic is about how Gen AI tools impact student high order thinking skills and reasons. Since AI tools are massively used in academic field, the entire students use AI for their tasks. It make debate about the tech actually help us smarter or turning our thinking skills lower. So the study investigate the impact of Gen AI students' higher order thinking skills. Since many AI such as ChatGPT or Gemini came out, students nowadays using them for their tasks. This create debate among the teachers. So we all know that AI makes mistakes or completely invents facts sometimes. Interestingly, the researcher wanted to see if this AI mistake actually force students to double check the task and think more critically. So here's the next slide. It's about the analysis and review of the journal. So first is the main findings. The main finding is the result section provides interesting data on how AI affects our brains. The overall effect size came out to 0.609, which is in statistics means it's moderate to high impact. Basically, using generative AI generally does make the positive difference in developing higher order thinking skills compared to traditional learning methods. So simply, the Gen AI generally does help students think better, but depends on them how to use the AI. And the second is the methodology. The methodology to solve this problem, the authors built a classic data pipeline for meta-analysis. They started with structured literature search across major databases like Web Science Covering Timeline from November 2022 and to August 2025. Okay. They gathered data from across the world. They scraped the academic databases to find every high quality experiment done on generative AI and student thinking between 2022 and 2025, like I said earlier. They only kept 29 strict experiments that had real, like a solid math data. Okay, now and the third and the last is conclusion. The conclusion, the papers conclude that this article is absolutely worth to reference. It stands out as a highly credible piece of academic literature because it moves past emotional opinions and use real quantitative analysis to map out exactly how Gen AI alters student thinking. So the papers conclude that Gen AI is highly valuable tool for modern classroom, but you can't just throw away your task to AI. You have to check again the answer, or ask 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 back to the AI how it works, how the answers being like this, how the works, such like that. So there's the conclusion about the review. Okay, here's now this the comparison between of these journals, the first and the second journal. The similarities is the target audience. Both journal closely to higher educational or studying. The both journal use data. Detectives focused on using massive amount of research. One is the not that past that way. The one is the from long year. And the third, their journals focus on the human factors. The first is human factors of the safety and security. The second is the focus human factors of using of AI. Okay, which article more useful? Personally, the both journal are useful, especially for people who studying informatics engineering. The both journals are useful for me. So there's no there's nothing more important than that two. They're same. Okay, the differences now. The differences of Yangzhou journal focus on generative AI for education. The the research just look studies from 2022 on to 2025. Yangzhou only need 29 experiments and yielding 59 statistically data and breakdown of how AI helps specific thinking skills to students. Meanwhile, Samina Kanwal's journal focus on cybersecurity and physical safety. It takes long and historical look at 13 years data from 2010 and until 2023. Massive research with 6,084 papers, then filtered down to 139 primary studies. Samina Kanwal's breakdown massive 10-category taxonomy for mapping out threat and safety standards. So there's the comparison between the first journal and the second journal. So here's the reflection of the journal. What knowledge did you get? Which IT vocabulary did you learn? And how can this research be applied in real life? First, the first knowledge did I get from my personal review of Samina Kanwal's journal is the deadly intersection. What's the deadly intersection? It means we can't separate safety and security anymore because it pressed into one because each terhubung satu sama lain, just like that. The second is danger of fragmentation engineering world currently in struggling. Yeah. The third is industry disparity. Automotive and aerospace are heavily researching to combine safety and security. That's now which IT vocabulary did you learn? I learned safety critical system, this new vocabulary, then cyber physical networks, then system literature review. Also, there's artificial intelligence, database, and software. Okay, now how can this research be applied in real life? The first research can be applied in real life, like self-driving and autonomous vehicle, smart medical equipment. The third, an industrial plant and smart grids. The second journal is use AI as a teammate, not as the instant answerer. Also, don't rely on AI for creativity. Also, and the last one is verify everything when AI gives answer. That's the point. So here's the reflection of the journal. Okay, and now we're on the last section of the presentation. So here's the last one. Thank you for watching my presentation until the end. If there are any mistakes or something that's mistake on me, I'm probably saying apologize and thank you for watching. See you next time.